Another violent attack in London, this in North London, leaving a number of people injured. But we're hearing of heroics of some of the local residents. Here's Mel.
That's right, Kev. A brave group of worshippers who were just leaving evening prayers were actually able to detain the driver of a rental van that veered into a crowd. Now, the man held the 48-year-old suspect. It was at least half an hour before police took him into custody. He is now facing attempted murder charges. One person was pronounced dead at the scene. However, police say they were already receiving first aid prior to the attack. The investigation is still in the very early stages, but authorities don't think there are any other suspects. This comes as Britain's terror alert remains at severe following 3 attacks over just a 3-month period. And happening right now, we are waiting for Prime Minister Teresa May to speak. She just held an emergency COBRA meeting with security officials. That's going to happen any moment now, so we will dip into that as soon as she starts speaking. So an update on this attack. Meanwhile, other stories that we are following at the hour, the U.S. military is confirming that 7 missing sailors from the USS Fitzgerald have been found dead following the ship's collision with a merchant vehicle. A U.S. military official says the sailors' remains located yesterday morning within flooded compartments of the ship. The crash happening at about 2:30 in the morning on Saturday. At least 3 sailors, including the captain, injured and taken to a hospital in Japan. The cause of this collision is still not known. The U.S. military says an American Navy fighter jet shot down a Syrian government warplane that was bombing coalition forces near Raqqa. Happened shortly after forces allied with the Syrian regime of Bashar al-Assad attacked a nearby village, driving the Syrian Democratic Force from the area. A number of SDF forces injured in this attack. It is the first Syrian aircraft to be shot down since the U.S. military began fighting ISIS in 2014. Now, closer to home, a fire at a high-rise in Scarborough has left 4 people with minor injuries. A 2-alarm blaze erupting on the 7th floor of a building on Fir Valley Court. This is near Warden and St. Clair. Happened around 9:30 last night. Crews were able to put out these flames, and luckily no one was seriously injured. So far, there's no word on a cause. Toronto police releasing these security photos, hoping someone can help identify a couple of suspects in a purse snatching. The theft happening at a bar in the Queen and McCall area back in February when the woman got up to use the bathroom. If you recognize either of these men, you are asked to contact police or Crime Stoppers. Well, Kathleen Wynne will be cutting the ribbon this morning at Ontario Place and in giving tourists a little bit of a sneak peek on what they can expect for the waterfront destination come the summer. You may remember 3 years ago, the province announced its vision to turn Ontario Place into a year-round attraction, and the site first opened back in 1971. It closed in 2012 as a number of visitors started to dwindle. At that time, the government said it could no longer afford to keep the space open. One thing we're expected to get today is a sneak peek on a new trail. So coming up a little bit later on BT, we're going to be speaking with Ontario's Minister of Tourism, Culture and Sport, Eleanor McMahon, about the future of Ontario Place and what you can expect to see this summer.